ETS, Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? Jets Ward coming back at you with some more NFL news. Welcome back to the Jets Ward. I'm so happy to have you guys here. And getting into it before we start our wonderful video tonight, I just want to say, if you have been here before, welcome back. You know I love having you guys here in the Jets Ward. It's always so much fun making this content for you guys and for you guys to enjoy it as well. And if you are new here, welcome. No matter if you're a Jets fan or a fan of another team, you are always welcome in the Jets Ward, no matter what. And I'm always so happy to have you guys as well. So, guys, there's been a lot going on in the NFL. Some big news happening today and in recent days. And I just wanted to go over some updates and rumors that are going around in the NFL and talk to you guys about those and see where our minds are at, what we're thinking is going to happen, how teams are going to do now. And like I said, it's going to be a fun one tonight because there's been some big breaking news in the NFL in recent weeks. So continuing on, getting into the first one, it's one player that's been rumored to be traded for a while, and I just want to bring him up because I do think he makes a lot of sense for the New York Jets. And that guy, again, is Kyle Pitts. I brought him up in my last video. Kyle Pitts just makes too much sense for the New York Jets. And let me tell you why. We don't really have a lot of veteran leadership in our locker room in the tight end position. Pitts makes a ton of sense for the New York Jets. He's still only 24 years old. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. He was drafted in 2021. And his first year in the league, he had over 1,000 yards receiving. He can be a threat. He is a freakish athlete. Not the best blocker, but we have Mason Taylor for that, who can also run really good routes as well. We have Jeremy Ruckert to be able to block as well. Kyle Pitts can come in and be our number 2 weapon on this team behind Garrett Wilson and could be used as a bigger slot or 2 tight end sets where he can blow down the seam, which I think he could be a nightmare for a lot of defenses. He's in 2024, he played all 17 games. He's very durable. Caught 47 of 74 passes, 602 yards, 4 touchdowns. The touchdowns have been improving every single year for the kid, but we would love to see more things going on for him, more touchdowns, bigger numbers, because he has that talent. He's proven it before. I would love Kyle Pitts on this team, but if that doesn't happen, the next guy we are going to be talking about is another tight end who could possibly be on the move. Now, for the Jets, this wouldn't make sense. The Dolphins would never love to trade this guy in division because this guy last year had a monster season, and that is Jonnu Smith. Now, there have been rumors about him recently as well, especially when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, it's a big one for the Steelers. They have been active in wanting another weapon, wide receiver, or a tight end, because Parham, who they just signed from the Chargers, went down. He's out for the year. They started talking again about a contract or a trade for Jonnu Smith with the Dolphins. And a little bit about him. He's 29 years old. He's 6'3", 248 pounds. Not much of a blocker either, but a great receiving tight end. He was drafted in 2017. Last year, he played in all 17 games and had his breakout year. I say breakout. If you look at these numbers, he caught 88 passes for 111 targets, which is solid. 884 yards as a tight end is great, in my opinion, because do you see the weapons they have on Miami? Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, all of these guys. He was the number 3 option, really. They have Achane coming out of the backfield as well. So there's a lot of weapons on that team. And Jonnu Smith was really able to put up a lot of good numbers. And he had 8 total touchdowns as well. So he was a red zone threat. This could be very interesting for the Steelers if they do trade for him, which would be really interesting because he would single-handedly be the number 1 tight end over there. I know they have Pat Freiermuth, but he could be a solid number 2 tight end. And that would be interesting for Darnell Washington, who is basically not talked about enough. The guy's a major, major beast of a man who is a red zone threat and can really block. So that would put him on the chopping block, in my opinion. He'd be somebody I'd be interested. But Jonnu Smith, rumored to be being talked about in a trade to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So let's see how that goes in the next coming weeks, because the Steelers have also made big moves today. But before we get into that, we get to the next move. More rumors coming about. And this one is a big one. It's about a player that I have loved for a long, long time, and that is Terry McLaurin, somebody who I think is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Now, Terry McLaurin is 29 years old. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds. He was drafted in 2019. Last year, he had an amazing year. He played in all 17 games, caught 82 passes out of 117 targets, went over 1,000 yards, 1,096, had 13 touchdowns. Amazing. And it's because Terry McLaurin is somebody who hasn't had a lot of quarterback help in his career. And he's been with the Commanders for the whole time. He was a Redskin. He was a Washington football team member, and now the Commanders. He's been there for a long time and has stayed true to the Commanders. The reason this is a rumor now that he could possibly be traded is he is very frustrated, according to rumors, frustrated about his contract, that nothing has been made. The stalling of the contract, no talks have been going on, and he's getting really frustrated. And when he's given all that time to that team and has been there thick and thin, has been a leader for them, you want to keep players like that. He's a great leader. And if Jayden Daniels lost a number one receiver, I know they just got Debo, but Terry McLaurin is a game changer, man. He is a beast. And I know I said I like Kyle Pitts, but if the Jets were able to maneuver a way to get Terry McLaurin, it's going to cost a lot because of how talented this kid is. But if they were able to get Terry McLaurin, that would be amazing because, honestly, who would be the number one receiver, Terry McLaurin or Garrett Wilson? Two are great options. They have very similar schemes. They're very good route runners, solid hands, and have good speed. So they have a similar game plan, but AG already said that he loved Ohio State wide receivers. So that could be something. And especially now with something happening in Pittsburgh, maybe Lazard could be on the move because I know they're looking for another weapon. You never know. But this guy is amazing. He's a beast. And if he were traded, I would love him on the Jets. I know the Chargers are looking in at his situation as well. Other teams too. Maybe the Bills could be looking at him for another receiving weapon. But with Terry McLaurin, he's just an animal. He is a monster. Who knows? The Ravens could be watching this as well because they could use another receiver too to help Bateman and Zay Flowers. But Terry McLaurin would come into the Jets and be 1A, 1B receivers, giving Justin Fields more weapons, which would be really great. And he might be on the older side, but he's still really, really good and can bring veteran leadership to that Jets wide receiver room, which I would really love. This would cost a lot more, though. Maybe a second-round pick. Maybe a second-round pick and a player, second-round pick and more future picks. But this is an interesting one, and I'm really, really interested in seeing how this plays out because it would be shocking to see Terry McLaurin in another uniform other than a Commander's uniform. And continuing on, another receiver today getting paid, and that is wide receiver Rashad Bateman. He's 25 years old. He's 6'1", 195 pounds, drafted in 2021 by the Ravens. In 2024, he played 17 games. He caught 45 of 72 passes, 756 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Another red zone threat. He got a new contract and well-deserved. He's a good player, solid player. He had 9 touchdowns last year for Lamar Jackson. Really, really good player. And I think he's a solid number 2 option. He's talented, man. He's really talented. Still really young as well. His new contract is 3 years, $36.75 million, $20 million guaranteed. Good contract for the guy. Interesting because Zay Flowers' contract is going to be coming up very soon as well. And it's just going to be interesting to see if the Ravens can pay all these receivers. Bateman getting a good contract. His numbers are solid. I think there's more talent there. It's still unlocked. I think he can get better and better. He's still young and a lot of upside. But Baltimore made a great move today, re-signing him, extending him, and giving him a really, really solid contract because I think the sky's the limit for this kid. And if he figures it out, if he can be consistent, that's just a great weapon, another great weapon for Lamar Jackson, who's a weapon in and of himself, and Derrick Henry back there, and Isaiah Likely, and all the other players that they have as well. Bateman, great move by the Ravens, re-upping him, extending him, great move by him. Now, getting into the big one. This took place today. This is a major one. Aaron Rodgers has signed a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last year, he played in 17 games. He had a 63% completion percentage, threw for 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, which for a Jets quarterback, that's really good. He had flashes last year for the Jets, and I was really excited when we got him. And then 4 plays in, he gets hurt and knocked out for the season. And then last year came back, and we all were excited. And it was just a big letdown of a season, only winning 5 games. Rodgers throwing people under the bus. The coach is getting fired. Chaos last year. Defense fell apart as well. It was utter chaos. And Rodgers showed that his age is getting to him, man. There were times where he flashed, where he had some really great passes, where he had some really nice plays. But there were a lot of times, too, where he made really bad decisions and held on to the ball too long and just made bad decisions. Now, with that being said, Steelers were always the move that should have been made for Aaron Rodgers. And I know there's a lot of fans that are happy they signed him, a lot of fans that are unhappy that they signed him. A lot of players on that team were very vocal in saying they didn't want him here either. So he's on the Steelers now. He's going to be there for minicamp. And let's see how it goes. The Jets play Pittsburgh week 1, so it's a revenge of the quarterbacks. Justin Fields going back to his old team and playing them. The Rodgers playing the Jets again. There's going to be a little bit of a revenge game too, especially with how everything went down with Aaron Rodgers and AG. There might be some tension there. So it's making out to be a very exciting week 1 game, and I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I can make it to the game and would love to see all you fellow Jets fans out there as well. So be ready for this. This was a fun move by the Steelers today. They have a quarterback now. If that defense can hold up, and if Rodgers can go back to what he used to be in Green Bay and make the plays that he needs to, the Steelers can continue to be a playoff team and maybe actually make it past the first round. And he's only there for a year, so Will Howard gets that year to learn as well. He gets be the number 3 quarterback behind Mason Rudolph as well, who can also be there as a mentor to Will Howard as well. So great move by the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got their quarterback. And continuing on the next one, this one's a little bit of a downer. Anthony Richardson, who's trying to have a bounce back year, he's trying to come back because last year was a really big downer for him. It was rough. He's only 23 years old. He's 6'4", 244 pounds. All the talent in the world. He's one of the most athletically gifted players in the NFL. Really good player. He was drafted in 2023, so he's not that old. He's only 23 years old, guys. But last year, he played in 11 games. His completion percentage was 50.6. He threw for 2,391 yards, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. He ran for a lot of yards as well. He's, like I said, a very athletic guy. But the problem is he can never pull it all together. And there's some concerns about his work ethic. But the really bad news is, and the sad news is, he is going to be missing mandatory minicamp because of a shoulder injury he has suffered recently. So it's a downer because he really needs to prove himself. He's going against Daniel Jones, who has a lot to prove as well, to show that he can still be a starter in this league. So if Richardson can't beat him out, it's most likely that he's not going to be there for Indianapolis very much longer, which sucks because I think the kid has so much talent left and could do a lot of great things. It's just got to click for him. And it was looking like he was getting a little bit better in the OTAs. There were some consistency issues, like there's always been, but he can be a really good player, and he can really beat you with his legs if you can figure out the throwing, because he's got a cannon of an arm, and it's very similar to what we said about Justin Fields. Richardson has all the talent in the world, a cannon of an arm, can run, can beat teams with his legs faster than most defensive backs. Similar to what we said about Justin Fields, if it can all click, and if he can get that processing down of defenses, the sky's the limit for the kid. Like I said, only 23 years old. Ton of football left in the tank for this kid. I hope he recovers early. I really hope he wins the starting job for the Colts too, because he is very fun to watch play, especially when he's throwing beautiful deep bombs to his team. Downs can be a really good threat. Pittman can be a great threat for him. Jonathan Taylor coming out on a wheel route could be great. If this kid can stay healthy and make it all work, the Colts can be a scary team. All right. So, guys, that is all I have. This has been the news, the updates, rumors, and it's going to get more and more as we get closer to mandatory minicamps, because then we're going to start having more cuts. Then we're going to start having all these different players that we're able to see what is working, what's not working. we're going to get a little bit better look at what our teams are going to be like. And sooner than you know it, training camp's going to be here. It's not that far away. And the season's going to be here sooner than you know it as well. And I'm really excited for that. This has been all of the news and updates for you guys. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. It really helps out the channel and gets me spread around more to the public. And I just want to thank you guys. You're helping the channel grow a lot more as well. We're almost to 1,500 subscribers, which is really, really exciting. I'd love the channel to keep growing and everything like that. And I just want to thank you guys, and I really, really do appreciate you. I hope you enjoy this video. If there's any rumors that you've seen that I have not mentioned, I know J.K. Dobbins was taking some visits, I believe, with the Bears recently. Gabe Davis was visiting with the Steelers as well, looking for that weapon. And other moves and things that have been moving around too. Nick Chubb with the Commanders possibly looking at him, and the Bears looking at him. There's a lot of rumors going on, and I'm just excited to share it all with you guys. Make sure, if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and again, thank you so much for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.